Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call to order the Oxnard City Council Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee meeting for November 26, 2024. And Madam Clerk, if we can have roll call and posting of the agenda, please.
Member Zaragoza?
Here.
Member Madrigal?
Here.
Chair McDonald?
Here.
We have a quorum, and the agenda for this meeting was posted in the City Hall Bulletin Board on November 19, 2024.
Thank you. We will engage in the flag salute. Member Madrigal, if you would lead us, please.
Please stand. Please put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Takes us to item B, public comments on items not on the agenda. This would be the time and place for any member of the public to make a comment on anything that would be under the purview of this committee. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
Chair McDonald, we have no speakers virtually or in person for this item.
Thank you very much. Takes us to consent agenda. We have one item, the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. The request is that the Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee approve the minutes of the November 12th, 2024 regular meeting as presented. Do the members have or had an opportunity to review the minutes?
I have no questions.
No questions.
Okay, a motion would be in order.
Move to approve.
Second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion by Member Madrigal, a second by Mayor Zaragoza. Roll call, please.
Member Zaragoza?
Yes.
Member Madrigal?
Yes.
Chair McDonald?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you. Takes us to item D. We have two items tonight. First one is with the fire department. Subject is CAD to CAD interface with Ventura County Fire. Recommendation is that the Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee receive an update related to changes happening to the city's computer-aided dispatch, also known as CAD, Public Safety 911 system or 911 system, and its integration with systems at the Ventura County Fire Department. And pursuant to Measure M, there was a pre-recorded presentation on the city's YouTube channel. And Chief Hamilton is here to answer any questions if the committee members have any. Mayor?
No, I just, Chief, again, you know, I thought we were integrated with the county before, but it's just going to take us with the county, and my understanding too, that's going to help the Oxnard Police and Fire to be in the best positions to respond to critical incidents, which we're not doing that now. Is that correct?
So this, Committee Member Zaragoza, so this would be an additional integration, whereas right now the two different dispatch centres, their computer systems don't talk to each other, and I have the IT director here that could probably speak more intelligently to that piece of it. But essentially, oftentimes particularly when it's an incident involving both police and fire, the police dispatchers will hold on to the call because obviously they've got their piece of this. And so the intelligence they gather as they're speaking to the 911 callers, that information isn't shared in a timely manner right now with fire dispatch. What this integration will allow us to do is whatever they type into their computer screen, that isn't privileged information to police dispatchers, it'll automatically get shared with the fire dispatch, which will then, our personnel in the field will be able to see that information. So it's more real-time intelligence sharing or situational awareness information sharing.
And Chief, you know, the dispatch before was over in Camarillo. Is it still there?
That's correct, yes.
Still there. Even though the fire department moved out of there, right?
Yeah, at this point, I think they're keeping that dispatch centre. I haven't heard them talking about moving because their backup communication centre is out in Moore Park. And so maybe I might be speaking a little bit out of turn. I think they were talking about bringing dispatch to their new headquarters eventually and then having Camarillo as their backup. But I don't believe there's a timeline on that just yet. So right now, we're still getting dispatch out of Camarillo.
I had the opportunity to visit that dispatch center, it's just absolutely beautiful, really nice, you know. And you can see the little cars going back and forth, you know, and no trucks. On the screen, which they can match them, you know, so if there's a call from a certain location, and you have a Ventura one or Oxnard one, they can go right to that incident.
Yeah, having that, we call that the closest resource, using those automatic vehicle locators on all the vehicles. We make sure that the nearest first responder gets that call regardless of what jurisdiction it is.
So that really just augmenting what we have.
Correct, yeah.
Integrating
It's just, it's another step in providing more timely information to our responders, which will increase safety.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
No questions. Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you, Chief. I know I've finally gotten used to looking at pulse point. Whenever I hear the equipment rolling by the house, I can go to my computer screen and see what's going on instead of having to call somebody. So I think it's a great system. So, if there are no other questions, this is a receive
Excuse
and
me,
file.
Chair
I'm sorry.
McDonald?
Do we have any speakers?
No, we do not have any speakers virtually or in person for this item.
Okay, receive and file, that'll be the direction. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. AT.
Next one is item number 2. And Madam Clerk, I'm going to ask you ahead of time, do we have any speakers on item number 2?
Chair McDonald, we have no speakers virtually or in person for this item.
Good, that way when I forget to ask you later, we've already covered it, so. This is authorization to submit FEMA and Homeland Security grants. Recommendation is that the Community Services, Public Safety, and Housing and Development Committee recommend the City Council to adopt a resolution that, 1, ratifies the submission of 6 grant applications to the FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant, AFG, for $1,474,000, including a $134,000 local match for the purpose of procuring 4 paramedic monitors, a paramedic squad, EMS training equipment, radio reprogramming training, 8 tethered drones, and hazmat training, and 2, that authorizes the city manager or designee to execute the grant agreements if grant funds are awarded to the city, and 3, that authorizes the chief financial officer or designee to submit financial reports and grant claims for the use of the match and grant funds and perform all other required financial actions, and 4, that authorizes the fire chief or designee to submit non-financial reports. And pursuant to Measure M, there was a pre-recorded presentation on the city's YouTube channel. And Chief, I understand that Fillmore has joined in at the last moment, so do we need to amend anything on this particular presentation?
Chair, with the input from the City Attorney's Office, what I'd like to do is just provide a brief update. Because we weren't able to agendarize this update, it'll appear as a separate item when it goes to Council on December 17th.
Okay, go ahead.
So the City of Fillmore, the last couple of years, they've been going through some internal issues where they weren't able to participate as a regional lead on our grants. That I just found out last Thursday that that's actually changed, and they would like to be a regional lead this year. So there will be a 7th grant application that we'd like to apply for with Council's approval. It's just over $506,000 in training for our prevention division, and so it'll increase the match by just over $46,000. So when that comes before Council on the 17th, it'll actually be a separate item in addition to the 6 that we have here that we're considering this evening.
Okay, thank you. Members have any questions for the fire chief?
All the, seems, Chief, like there's a lot of programs that there's funding, the AFG funding is going to help us out with, you know, and it SANSI, firefighter safety, strengthening emergency responses, and et cetera, and also one of the things I saw here is that the existing squad and fire station 6, What's happening there? What, are we replacing the whole squad? Or?
Yeah, so we're actually, yes, is correct, that's what we're doing. So the squad that's currently out there right now, it was actually a used vehicle that we purchased from Ventura County Fire Department, in part because we've been struggling with supply chain issues. We needed to get a vehicle in service, but that vehicle is, it's old and needs to be replaced. And so this grant application will allow us to do that.
Do they go by mileage or age or?
It's sort of a little bit of both, but those paramedic squads, because it's basically a heavy duty pickup, and so they do accumulate miles quickly. But this vehicle, it may be in the staff report. I can't remember off the top of my head how old it is, but it's certainly it has done its time. I want to say it's in the range of 15 years old and maybe a little bit more than that. So it's definitely time to be replaced.
It also says that this is for ongoing costs of maintaining and repairing paramedic vehicles and training equipment. And that's an ongoing cost obligation to the general fund. Is that?
That's correct. So that the only real ongoing cost would be for the maintenance and care of that new vehicle, which obviously over the first few years of its service life, the cost will be fairly minimal. But as it goes on in time, that we did want to recognise that there would be some amount of a cost to the maintenance upkeep of that vehicle.
Good. I think excellent programs. You know that AFG grant applications are very, very important for all of us. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Member Madrigal, any comments?
Just thank you for your work. Thank you for, obviously the grant process, because without it, probably wouldn't happen. So thank you.
You're very welcome. It's certainly been a real lifeline for us over the years.
Chief, thank you. We're, anytime there's money out there, I think we are obligated to go out and see how much of it we can get. So excellent job, good report. Thank you very much. What's the pleasure of the committee?
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion by Mayor Zaragoza, a second by Member Madrigal. Please call the roll.
Member Zaragoza?
Yes.
Member Madrigal?
Yes.
Chair McDonald?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you. It takes us to item E, items for future agendas. Are there any requests for future agenda items?
None for me. No.
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 Thank you, Chief.
Takes us to item F, adjournment. We're done. Thank you all. Have a good evening.